Hours dedicated, sacrifices made, support built, triumphs recognized. Graduation season in Texas is a celebration of all of it, of the power of education and the extraordinary heights students can reach. In this KHU 11 Plus special, you'll meet a high school senior who already earned a college degree, a college student redefining the term overachiever, and students who overcame untold challenges to earn their diploma or degree. Hey there, I'm digital anchor Brandy Smith. These stories stretch from tiny towns like Imperial, Texas, to sprawling cities like Houston, with so many stops in between. Walking across the stage at graduation is a milestone a lot of us take for granted. A young woman in the Houston area wasn't sure she'd get the chance after a brush with death. KHU 11 reporter Zach Tawatari shared her story.
The greatest feats take place on the field. And for Klein Collins graduate Melissa Green, today that couldn't be more true.
It just feels like a movie at this point.
Because 2 years ago, her mom Lisa Friel says for Melissa, survival was their family's only concern.
We were told that she had 3 days to live. She was in critical condition.
Lisa and her husband Ken had taken the family on a Florida vacation.
This happened spring break around Easter time.
They couldn't have known the day after this picture was taken, their lives would change forever.
911 was the accident.
Melissa, who was 16 at the time, was riding a bike when she was hit by a car, sending her 17 feet in the air and causing her to suffer a traumatic brain injury and seizures.
We didn't know what the outcome would be. It was scary.
But Melissa fought.
So I knew if she was fighting, we were gonna make it.
She spent a month at the hospital before coming home to the Houston area, and for the last 2 years, she's battled for every inch, physically and mentally.
It kind of gets me irritated when I forget a couple things and trying to remember it. It's hard, and it gets to the point where I get mad when I can't.
And in front of a packed house,
Anne Marie Green.
she took those steps that one day seemed impossible.
I finally was able to make it to the point where I could walk across.
Melissa says she's still in physical therapy and continues to make progress. She hopes to be a TBI therapist to help people who are going through what she went through. Like Melissa, Jace Sandoval and his parents worried graduation day was a long shot after Jace was diagnosed with brain cancer when he was 2. 3 News reporter Bill Churchwell dug into the archives to reintroduce the graduate of Corpus Christi's Ray High School.
To understand just how far Jace Sandoval has come, you first have to take a look back. Almost a year after a 2-year-old little boy was diagnosed with his first brain tumor the size of this baseball. The last time we met Jace was in December of 2007. Like any other 2-year-old, curious about the world and full of energy. You would never know that he had been dealt more than any family should ever have to go through.
That we might only have so long, to spend time with our son.
2 brain surgeries, extensive chemotherapy, his childhood marked by cancer. But by the age of 5, his status changed. He was cancer-free.
Jace is a miracle to us.
That Jace is now this Jace.
What's going on?
Hello.
It's good to see you.
16 years after that first interview, we met again, this time outside of Ray High School.
That was several years back. You were about this tall.
Catching me up on his life, he's a big brother, remaining active in school throughout the years, finding a passion for video games. He also found music, playing not just one, but several instruments in his high school band.
I played a xylophone, a drum set, and a marimba. And then in the battery, I played snare and bass.
Jace just turned 18 years old and is set to walk the stage as a high school graduate.
I'm excited and nervous.
His parents, no doubt, proud.
Every big moment in his life has been a new chapter. As any parent, you want your child to be successful and most of all happy.
Attending Costores, then Hamlin, then Ray, with an army of support every step of the way.
Friends and family and our extended family, especially here at Ray.
Like counselor Leticia Leah.
He's conquered the world and he's going to continue conquering the world. I know it.
Jace doesn't remember his cancer battle. He is now just focused on his future. He will be attending Del Mar College.
I go into like digital media.
His parents cherishing every moment of his life, from that uncertain time as a child to now.
You know, just because every moment, every obstacle, every success, everything just means so much.
A 17-year-old in Hebronville is inspiring his community. Emilio Andres Ibanez has a rare disorder that causes tumors to grow in his organs. He has them in his kidneys, heart, and brain. And because of that last one, Emilio also has epilepsy. He has autism, is nonverbal, and uses a wheelchair. So imagine the pride his family felt when seeing their son cross the stage on graduation night along with all the other students. Truly a dream come true. His classmates stood and cheered him on, which led to everyone there doing the same. Emilio's family says his therapist, teachers, and teacher assistants never gave up on him. Here's another Corpus Christi graduation story that'll give you all the feels. This one comes from Veterans Memorial High School. John Josiah Martinez, nicknamed John Jay, is confined to a wheelchair because of muscular dystrophy. Well, he was determined to walk across the stage like his classmates, and he did, earning a standing ovation. John Jay's principal says he worked with his therapists, teachers, and other staff to reach his goal. Standing up in the face of those challenges and in the face of loss takes so much strength. WFAA reporter Jonah Javad met a Denton graduate doggedly pursuing her dreams even after losing her biggest cheerleader.
Janiyah Allen Taylor is a natural-born leader.
I was nervous at first.
Fellow graduates of the class of 2023.
The senior class president for Denton Ryan High School and captain of the girls basketball team.
When it comes to basketball, when it comes to school, when it comes to everything, like if I know I can do better, then I always choose to do better.
Janiyah's mother knew her oldest daughter was destined for greatness.
She was always smart. She had a really great desire to learn.
Before Janiyah went off to kindergarten, Erin Taylor posted on Facebook, "There goes the future valedictorian."
And I sent it to her and I was like, nailed it.
Mothers always know best.
And I'm honored to stand before you today as a valedictorian of the 2023 graduating class.
Janiyah's valedictorian speech was a personal story about loss and resilience.
For those of you who may not know, my father passed away unexpectedly at the end of June last year.
Her #1 fan, without question. He did not miss basketball games. Anything where a hand clap was going up for Janiyah, he was there. Not having that going into the biggest year of your life, she could have easily folded. And what I saw her do was blossom. And what I saw her do was go even harder.
Janiyah shined through the storm, an example her mother set.
You know, she was just always there for me when I had to cry, when I was having a bad day. I knew she was going through it just like me, but you know, she always stayed strong and was there for me and my little sister.
When she says that you're her inspiration, I'm assuming she doesn't walk around at home being like, "Mom, you're my inspiration."
Not at all.
So what does it mean for you to hear that from her?
It makes me feel proud. It makes me know that she's listening. I think she's heard me. I've tried to be the best example that I could of how to live your life the best way you can, no matter the sun, no matter the rain.
Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. Thank you.
And now she's off to college, the University of Texas, where she's considering a future in law.
I obviously want to impact my community and young black girls just like myself.
Janiyah Allen Taylor was born to lead. In Denton, I'm Jonah Javad.
When a Beaumont teen graduated, he knew exactly where he wanted to go after the ceremony. The photo of that moment between Deshaun Martin and his mother touched hearts all over the country. 12 News reporter Gloria Walker sat down with Deshaun and his dad.
A picture that John describes as one of the hardest he ever had to take, knowing his wife wouldn't be there to see his son's accomplishment.
Deshaun Martin.
This accomplishment was one the Martin family thought would have one more audience member.
What was going to eventually happen, but we didn't know it was going to be this soon. And she wanted to be here for him, and she tried.
On October 25th, 2022, things changed for the Martin family. Deshaun Martin's mother, Trinisha Freeman, lost her battle with diabetes, but the Martin family learned to lean on each other for support.
My family, my brother, and he had his nephew, is Jonathan Martin. He was the quarterback of Beaumont United, so it was easy. Supporting on him, and he loved the football games.
Deshaun, the youngest of three, felt lost without his mother. He continued to push through his grief to reach his goal.
It was good.
This past Saturday, Deshaun walked across the stage. His dad, John, says through life's obstacles, he never lost sight of what mattered.
Like I said, it was a bittersweet moment that his mother wasn't here to see it, and so I was kind of holding back emotions at the graduation. Just proud of it.
After the ceremony, the first thing Deshaun did was head to his mother's gravesite to share this milestone with her.
It was hard for me to take the picture because I'm used to taking photos with us in it, and she wasn't there on the side of us besides, where she was at. So it was a sad day and, like I said, a good day at the same time.
Now the Martins say that they wouldn't have been able to move forward without their family or friends' support, and that if anyone is going through a significant loss, to keep moving forward, it'll only get better. In Beaumont, Glory Walker, 12 News.
Just keep going. In the community of Uvalde, some residents say they never had any other choice after a shooting there claimed the lives of 19 students and 2 teachers. KENS 5 reporter Hannah Tiede shows us how graduates are taking their next step in life while honoring those who will never get that chance.
That's the promise hope brings, that the victims of Robb Elementary will live on in memory and through their movement, carving out a better future for generations to come. Tonight, the Honey Bowl Stadium was packed with proud families cheering and honking and celebrating. But tonight, graduates also reflected. The sound of accomplishment. Every name is another student entering a new chapter.
We don't know yet what his next adventure is going to be, but I'm assuming it'll be awesome.
Estela Martinez is one proud grandma, smiling ear to ear with a sign that's pretty hard to miss.
He struggles, but he made it. He graduated.
Graduate Belody Munoz soaked in the moment.
So excited, I'm ready.
She plans to join the Marines. Munoz says she'll be sworn in this June.
And I know it's the hardest one, so I want to do something that's hard.
As she takes on a new challenge, her community is still coming to terms with its own. Moving forward 1 year after catastrophe.
Our community has faced tragedy no community should ever have to face.
A Uvalde and Texas flag at half staff as victims of Robb Elementary were honored alongside the graduates. Munoz tells us how she will carry their memories into the future.
The little kids that passed, I know they're never going to get this opportunity ever again. Since they're not going to get this opportunity, I want to do what I can to just live life to the fullest.
Because here, Uvalde Strong is not a slogan, it's a way of life.
Weeks after she was shot, a Texas cheerleader graduated from Stony Point High School in Round Rock. Peyton Washington and her teammates were in the parking lot of Elgin HEB in April when they mistakenly opened the door of a car belonging to Pedro Rodriguez. Police say Rodriguez shot at the cheerleaders as they tried to get away, hitting Washington 3 times. The bullets shattered her spleen and pierced her stomach and diaphragm. She ended up with 32 staples. Despite her injuries, Washington kept up with school and graduated as a 5.1 GPA National Honor student. She plans to attend Baylor University in the fall. Earning a high school diploma is a tremendous accomplishment, no matter who you are. But in a world where stability and support are really taken for granted, foster youth face unique hurdles in their educational journey. Every diploma earned defies statistics and shatters stereotypes. One foster kid told KHU11 reporter Grace White his amazing foster family helped him reach this milestone.
For 17-year-old Philip Newcomer, this finally feels like home.
It feels really good.
I have a lot of plans and hopes for my future.
The high school senior is setting his eyes on aerospace engineering at Texas A&M University.
I was always afraid of heights as a kid, but I thought that it's something that I can push past my boundaries of what my mind thinks it can do.
And that's exactly what he's had to do, growing up in the foster system.
I'm just really proud of him. I've seen a lot of growth in him since he's been with us.
But how he got connected to his current foster parents, Adrian and Lydia Chapa, is an amazing story.
When I met Philip, he was 11. He was this small, skinny, shaggy-haired little boy who loved to talk.
At the time, Philip was being fostered by a woman named Miss Cynthia. Turns out years ago, she was Adrian's foster mom too. When she could no longer continue, Adrian and his wife just knew.
I started seeing his name everywhere. So I took that as a sign from God, a sign from, I don't know, the universe. This is something that we need to do.
Now he's big brother to the couple's 3 young kids.
I've been able to relate with him because we both went through the foster care system, and so I know that I can go to him for anything.
Not only did Philip get a tuition waiver for college, he also got a car through another state program that helps teens in the foster system prepare for adult life.
He always has a home here. That's one thing I want him to always know.
And it's their home.
There's nothing in it, just hold it.
Philip says has given him the freedom to grow and imagine his own future.
I want to be able to focus on myself and my family, and also be able to give back to all the people that have helped me.
A story that will no doubt inspire others at graduation when he walks across that stage. In Baytown, Grace White, KHOU 11 News.
All over Texas, the Department of Family and Protective Services celebrated graduating seniors who are in foster care, including 22 of them in Region 5 around Beaumont.
It's really happening because you only really get to see it in the movies, and to have it happen to you, it's crazy. It's so, it wants me to tear up. I can't help it.
DFPS says 7 of those students have been accepted to junior colleges. College is also the next step for Amber Dye of Beeville, one of the 9 foster kids who earned their diploma in the Coastal Bend area.
When I entered here, it was just like there are so many new opportunities, so many doors open for me, and I couldn't be more thankful to be able to go to college now and have a good life and make a future for myself.
At the party, each of the kids got gift baskets from community partners, which included laptops to set them up for success as they continue their educational journey. A Conroe graduate isn't letting her past dictate her future. Aurora Castor was born in the Galveston County Jail and raised by her single father. In May, she graduated 3rd in her class at Conroe High, and she is not stopping there. Castor's headed to Harvard in the fall, where she plans to study law. Another Houston area graduate is headed to the Ivy Leagues, and KHOU 11 reporter Zach Tawatari learned he is a first-generation college student.
That grad's journey is remarkable, from immigrating to the U.S. as a child to now going to one of the top schools in the country, and he hopes his story will inspire others.
Identity is the most fundamental aspect of a person's existence.
At the very table in Aldine,
3 main beliefs: family, culture, and hard work.
Where he grew up doing all his homework.
I wish to bring my Mexican heritage from my community to my campus.
Yes, Prep North Central grad Jair Sanchez reads the essay that got him into college.
My work has paid off.
It was at the end of March.
Oh my God!
When Jair learned he was accepted to one of the country's most prestigious universities.
And once the video played, it said, "Congratulations, Yale class of 2027. I was so happy. I was crying tears of joy.
He certainly got the high marks to prove it.
4.5 GPA, 10 AP classes. I've always just tried my hardest to maintain straight A's.
But for this future architect and first-generation college student, grades only scratch the surface of who he is and where he started.
If you don't study, you're going to be at the sun and working hard like me.
His parents, who brought him to the U.S. from Mexico, dreamed of giving their son opportunities they never had.
Love, money, anything you have, I tell him, don't worry about it. Anything you need, I'm going to be there for you.
And now, Jair, who's actively involved in the Latino community, isn't forgetting where he came from.
This is the community that shaped who I am today. They taught me what it means to be me, they taught me my values.
He hopes to be a blueprint to future generations as he puts his footprint on the Yale campus.
When I walk through those gates, and I know that is going to be my next home for the next 4 years.
And on top of it all, Jair will be attending Yale with a full ride scholarship. Zach Tawatari, KHOU 11 News.
How's this for impressive? A 14-year-old North Texas girl is getting ready for her freshman year of college. Frishinair Bodurin graduated from Arlington's Martin High School. She was editor of her school paper, earned a second-degree black belt, and graduated near the top of her class. She's heading to UT Arlington to study computer science and aviation. A program at Lone Star College allowed a Houston area high schooler to graduate with not just a high school diploma, but a college degree too. KHOU 11 reporter Maria Aguilera explains how it works.
All gold one is College Academy. The gold and blue is National Honor Society.
Accepted into her dream school.
But I was screaming and I read Stanford and I was like, no way, this is my first choice.
Sarah Olufemi Dada has a full ride scholarship to Stanford University, balancing school, clubs, and giving up her extracurriculars to work multiple jobs to help her family. She says it has certainly paid off, recently graduating with her associate's degree from Lone Star College Cy-Fair, as she's set to graduate high school next week. It's a program called College Academy.
Because I knew I wanted to be great, and though I couldn't be great in my instrument or my sport, I knew at least with academics I could do something.
Just this past weekend, more than 3,000 students graduated from Lone Star College Cy-Fair. About 500 of them were College Academy graduates, high school students like Sarah. And the college tells us it's the largest in Lone Star's history.
Students really gain benefit from being able to have this nurturing support of college while still in this high school environment before they go off truly on their own.
Enrollment at Lone Star College has increased in recent years, taking some financial burden off students before heading to a 4-year institution.
I get to go to Stanford for undergrad, so that's amazing.
For Sarah, this opportunity was eye-opening, and she says she wants to inspire others to go after their goals.
There are spots for, people like me who put in the effort or try, who wanted to aim towards these schools but never thought they could pay for them.
Now she'll study computer science and biocomputational engineering to become a leader in personalized medicine. And she doesn't have to pay anything.
I kind of just stop and think sometimes, and I'm just like, I really did it. Like, oh my goodness.
And when it comes to what motivated her to accomplish so much?
For my family, for my siblings specifically.
In Cypress, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
College isn't always the next step for students. Some choose to go into trades, and a Texas high school is making sure they have the tools they need to go right to work. CBS 19 reporter Ashley French takes us inside Alto ISD's Welders program.
How many high school kids know exactly what they want to do when they graduate high school? Not a lot, but this program is helping open some eyes to other doors.
You're looking at some of the next generation of welders at Alto ISD.
And the kids have been phenomenal. They come in, they're ready to work, they're enthusiastic, they're eager to learn.
These students are enrolled in the American Welding Society program. It's designed to get students trained and certified.
There's never a day where I'm like, oh, I don't want this anymore. Every day I do it, I always like it, always have fun with it.
Alto ISD Ag teacher Jason Davis said this is his first year teaching welding, and he's already helped get over 10 students certified and career ready.
It's great. The amount of effort came from me being afraid that I wouldn't have what it took to get it done in this department.
Definitely want to thank, our ag teacher, Mr. Davis, and also our admin for giving us this opportunity to be able to learn this trade.
And before his students crossed the stage this Friday, Davis wanted to share this one last piece of advice.
Explore, go achieve your pathway, and when you find success, I hope you find happiness with it. And come back to Alto ISD and spread the knowledge.
In Alto, I'm Ashley French for CBS 19.
Now, education is rarely a straightforward journey. Some people repeat grades, take breaks from college, go off and learn a trade. Well, one man in Imperial, Texas proved it is never too late to earn academic success. News West 9 reporter Kirby Warnock brings us his story.
About 70 miles southwest of Midland, Odessa, situated along the banks of the Pecos River and out among the oil derricks of the Permian Basin, sits the little community of Imperial. With a population of only 278, there are no stoplights, only one four-way sign at the intersection of FM 1053 and 11. And there is one little school called Buena Vista, which held its high school graduation ceremony last Friday night. Among the graduating class of 15, there was one older graduate who was called on stage to be handed his diploma in a special presentation at the start of the ceremony. His name is John Strickland, and how he got here is a long journey that began in 1970 and reached a resolution at this Dairy Queen in Fort Stockton. It was here that John met for coffee every morning.
I would have graduated in 1970, but I quit school, went in the Air Force in 71, and got my GED. I wanted to graduate, but I thought it was too late. And years later, I started pursuing and to get my diploma. And Rabbit Stallion, Bob, come in and help me start on my procedures again and get my diploma.
So honestly, John and I are friends, and we have coffee at Dairy Queen in the afternoon. And John had mentioned, I never got my high school diploma. We were talking, he said, I went to Buena Vista High School. And at the time, I was the acting principal at Buena Vista High School in Imperial. And so I helped John start the process. I said, get the DD 214 and let's get her done.
It's an honor for us to be able to award him a diploma. And he was called into the military in 1970, and he got his GED, but he never got his Buena Vista ISD diploma. So the board and I discussed about awarding him a diploma, and in the affirmative, tonight we will be awarding Mr. Strickland a Buena Vista ISD diploma.
Board of Trustees and I, as your Superintendent of Schools, certify you, John Strickland, as a graduate of Buena Vista High School. Thank you, and we appreciate your service to our country.
Always achieve your dreams, never give up, and good things happen to good people.
For News West 9, this is Kirby Warnock reporting from Imperial, Texas.
A Midland woman wasn't going to accept not graduating high school. Teresa Ramirez, now 61, dropped out just months before graduation back in 1980. Well, 43 years later, she got to do what she promised herself she would: earn her high school diploma. The best part? She graduated alongside her grandson.
It means a whole lot because I know that my mom and dad wanted me to graduate. You know, family of 8, they wanted all their children to graduate. And for myself as well, I just felt like I accomplished a lot. I got my diploma, and it's just awesome. It's a great feeling.
I bet it is. Congratulations to Teresa and all the other Texans who've earned their high school diploma. Sadie here almost counts. She's a service dog, and her owner, Ansley, just graduated from the 8th grade in Groves, Texas. So did Sadie. Look at that. Now, we focused a lot on high school, but college graduates have some pretty incredible stories to share too. KHU 11 reporter Sherman Chow met with one very dedicated student in Rice University's 110th graduating class.
Graduation is a milestone. Just ask 33-year-old Thomas Avalos. After 10 years in the Marine Corps, he became a roofer, then started at a local community college. Sometimes he went to classes in his work clothes. One day, a security guard said,
"The construction site's around back." And I was like, "I'm a student here and I go here." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. My grandpa, he worked in construction his whole life. My dad still works in construction." And I remember thinking, like, my grandpa didn't come here from Mexico for me to just pay the bills.
It was a pivotal moment. At the urging of an advisor, Thomas applied to Rice University in what he called a Hail Mary.
I never imagined that somebody like me would be able to make it to a school like this.
What do you mean by that?
A military veteran with 3 kids, with a wife, with a mortgage, like working in construction.
Around the time his 3rd child was born, Thomas was accepted into the school.
Yeah, got in!
2 days later, he drove up to the university's iconic entrance.
And I was in my work truck, and I just remember staring at Lovett Hall and I was just crying.
Getting in was hard. Getting out was harder.
There was about 2 months where I had 3 jobs. I might have been the only one walking across that stage, but it couldn't have been done without the support of my family and my wife in particular.
He started at 5 a.m., worked full-time, nights and weekends when necessary, raised his kids, and today,
Now I work in ticket sales and service. I'm an account executive for the Houston Astros. I manage approximately like 490 accounts. I am a firm believer that effort is going to trump skill on almost any day.
Now Thomas says it's his wife's turn. She's just started going to a local community college, but she has her sights set on UT Austin. Now, why earn just 1 degree when you can bring home 3? A young man who's the first in his family to go to college did that and more. KHU11 reporter Zach Tawatari explained.
Well, as you can imagine, for that Clear Lake local who's from Pakistan, it's been about 4 straight years of non-stop studying. But he says his achievements are the result of his parents and years of hard work. On the campus that's become more like a second home, there's no simplifying what 2023 Cougs grad Saad Nadeem has achieved.
The Bachelor's of Science in Public Health, Bachelor's of Science in Exercise Sciences, Bachelor's of Science in Nutrition and Foods, and I'm also triple minoring.
You counted right, 3 majors and 3 minors, not to mention a 4.0 GPA. You're probably wondering how he even had the time.
A lot of sleepless nights. I remember I would petition to take overload of classes every semester.
It helped, says his dad Khwaja, that Saad entered college with several associate's degrees he got in high school.
I'm proud of a lot. I never think about, what he did.
Khwaja came to the U.S. just over 20 years ago. To think that Saad would not only be the first in his family to graduate college, but to do it with such high honors is something he never could have imagined.
I have no education, but I work in a convenience store and make own business. Make sure I don't want you do this one. Take some degree and do something professional.
And next, for Saad, who came to the States when he was 5 from Pakistan.
There wasn't really access to any kind of healthcare or established facilities. I saw my own relatives at a young age, pass away from curable diseases.
He's accepted to a Texas medical school, an opportunity, he says, not only to move forward, but to honor his late grandmother, Nini, and shape his community.
She was passionate about me going into this field and becoming a doctor. I want to go into this career and I want to do the best I can in serving the community and making the world better.
And multiple degrees means multiple schools. Saad walked in his first ceremony today, and he'll walk in his second ceremony on Saturday. At the University of Houston campus, Zach Tawatari, KHOU 11 News.
Flash forward to May 14th, and Saad was part of this group. The University of Houston's College of Education celebrated and honored the next crop of teachers. Many grew up in the Houston area and shared what inspired them.
When I came here and I was 4, I didn't know any English, and now that you look at me, you would never even know that I didn't know any English. And I thought, if I can help these children the way my teachers helped me, there would just be a better future for them, for us, for a nation. That's why I came here.
I feel like it's really important to give children of color that you can become these positions. You can come into these positions that matter.
Before we go, congratulations to the class of 2023, young souls who embarked on a quest for knowledge, fueled by curiosity and a desire to shape their own destinies. We leave you now with a look at several more graduates who overcame sleepless nights, daunting exams, and so many emotions. They pressed on with unwavering determination. Cheers to the class of 2023.